Guys, welcome out to the shop today. You guys can see we got a hand plane in front of us. We're going to be restoring this one, getting it back into use. This is like a jack plane. It's about 16 inches long, I believe. Correction, that's 17 inches long. And the iron is about 2.5 inches almost in length, or in width, I mean. The iron is in really good shape still. Has plenty of life left. The cutting edge is damaged up a little bit. It's got some dings and dents in it, so we gotta get that squared back up, get it all cleaned up. Has a nice print on it still. And this plane does have good writing on it, good maker's mark. And here is the back side. It's got something wrote on there. I can't tell what it says, but you can see it's had a lot of use because it's been dinged up, bashed in by hammers, and it's missing a handle, so we got to create one of those. Alright. For the most part, this body is in fairly good shape. It seems like somebody had put wax or something on here, or put shellac on here already. So we might just check it out, see what's on there, and then either leave it alone, or if it is shellac, we'll put another coat of shellac on there and just give it another coat of finish. But there's only some checking on the top and very little on the front. A little crack right here, but nothing wrong with the bottom side either. We're gonna get started with the iron first and get it cleaned up, if it'll come apart. I like this chip breaker because it has the extra part right here. A lot of them are just threaded through the chip breaker, but this one has extra meat on it for metal, and it can hold the little screw a lot better. So here are the iron and the chip breaker. They turned out really good. The stamp on them looks fantastic, and my oldest boy helped me clean up the screw, which was greatly appreciated, and even the iron looks fantastic.
Yep.
So we're going to get those all sharpened up. The cutting edge of the iron was actually not as bad as I originally thought. I think it's still out of square a little bit, but we should be able to clean that up quickly. And then we got the hand plane, and we went out this afternoon and picked up a thicker piece of lumber for $5. And this should be able to make a couple different handles. The handle hole is roughly just shy of 1 inch.
Income and bank accounts completely separate. We do everything 50-50 down the line. We make about the same amount per year. So my question is, I'd like to...
Meaning it always ends up harming, most of the time irreparably, the relationship. It's a conversation that says that it's very, it's just concerning me a lot. I understand.
So here is the tote. We've gotten it all kind of fine-tuned and everything. Used files to really clean up a lot of the marks. There's still some in here. I can address those later though if I want to. But the feel is really nice, and I've also been trimming it down slightly just to get it to fit in here. When you get it close, you want to use sandpaper to really get the fine fit. And I used a chisel to, I left it long, not on the back side, but on the front side. And I've used a chisel just to kind of take off a little bit as we go. And you want it to be a tight fit because you do not glue these into place. So that's it right there. That is the fit. And now the front I knew was a little bit shallower than the middle, but I wanted to make everything one nice even thickness whenever I originally cut this. So I have a little bit extra, and now I can go ahead with a file or a chisel and kind of clean that up a little bit more and really get a nice flow for that handle to go into. But even if I leave that up a little bit, that's not that big of a deal. But like I said, you can just use a file and kind of go. You can use that, or even use a chisel and kind of work it. I wouldn't work it towards the handle, maybe work it away from it a little bit and kind of clean that up. But we're almost ready for some higher grit sandpaper and a little bit of shellac on that handle. And this one should be done. We've got the irons over here that still need to be sharpened though, so just making a little bit of progress. Cleaned up the actual plain body, sanded it down a little bit, and then used some turpentine to clean off all of the sawdust. And right now we've got some clear shellac that we're gonna put on here and just give it a nice once over. Probably put on a couple different coats of shellac just to give it some of that little bit of protection. Alright, so I discovered a decent little chunk out of the front of the iron, so we're going to go right to the sandpaper and try to get it out of there. I don't know how well you guys can see that little piece though. It's right on this corner right here, and you couldn't see it before. It was kind of chipped on the underside of the little lip, but I've been working at it and it's now a visible little chip out, and I'm just working it back and forth on the sandpaper, and it is getting closer and closer to being an actual cutting edge, even all the way across. So we're just going to keep on going and hopefully get there pretty soon. There it is, guys. It's done. The restoration on this plane is complete. We have 2 coats of shellac on here. I'm probably gonna put a third or fourth one on that handle just because it's fresh new wood. What do you guys think? You guys like that one? Again, this one, I think maybe a British plane from across the seas, just because of what is wrote on there. I don't know if I can get it to where you guys can see what's wrote, but I like this one. The mouth on here is a lot closer than my other jack plane, which is right here. This one I use a lot for taking off a lot of wood. If I need to do a roughing out, I can take out a lot of wood in a couple passes with this one compared to this one, which has a very tighter mouth. Thanks guys for joining me today on this hand plane restoration. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them in the section down below. And if you guys are new, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. Check out all of my other videos. I've got all sorts of stuff on here. Go to the playlist, hit that up. You'll find what you want to see. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next project.